So how do you prepare for that? How do you prepare for inflation? You have to own exactly what you said.
Things that you can't inflate.
Gold, silver, Bitcoin. The best to me is Bitcoin. It's not even close, but it's still pretty volatile.
Welcome back to the Bitcoin Edge. In today's episode, we're going to hear from James Lavish and Preston Pysh in a recent interview on what Bitcoin did. James Lavish is a managing partner of the Bitcoin Opportunity Fund with over 20 years of institutional investing experience. Preston Pysh is a Canadian entrepreneur and a top-ranked investing podcaster on iTunes. Before we dive in, make sure to like and subscribe so you'll never miss our crypto insights. Let's get started.
This is a great website, usdebtclock.org, but they're using all of the data that's coming from the CBO and the Treasury here. So they're just pulling data from actual government sources, right? So this isn't just made up. And you can see all the way in the top left, $33.5 trillion. Well, here's the crazy thing. We crossed 33 trillion just about 2 weeks ago, just over 2 weeks ago. So we've added $500 billion of debt in 2 weeks.
That's half the GDP of the UK.
How are we doing? Well, we added the entire market cap of Bitcoin in 2 weeks. We are spending far more than we're making. So we would be, if the U.S. was a company listed on the New York Stock Exchange, it would be called a zombie company because we're not covering our interest payments.
Just to give people context, so DOD, the whole Department of Defense, I think their budget's $700 billion.
Yeah.
Right, annualized.
Yeah, the debt interest is high.
The last 2 weeks of $500 billion. And you think about you remember the pictures that you see, the memes of the aircraft carriers with all the jets and all the people on board and the specialized training to fly. Think of all of that across. People that aren't here in the States have no idea how many military bases. You get down to Texas, there's 7-8 miles of tanks, literally 7-8 miles, multiple rows.
You drive down that, it's impressive.
I think the name of the road is Hell on Wheels, right? Is the name of the road. The sheer size of this, paying every single salary for all of these people is what they've almost added in the last 2 weeks to that debt clock.
But here's another important part about this is people will comment, yeah, but this doesn't matter. You have to look at GDP against it because if GDP is just as high, then it's fine, right? Well, it's not going to be because GDP is not growing at this rate. It's growing at a slower rate, much slower rate than debt now. And, the problem is you're not going to be able to cover this with earnings without what? Inflation. Period. You need to inflate because you're not going to have enough productivity, natural productivity, to keep up with this pace of debt creation. So you absolutely must have a high rate of perpetual inflation, which is not 2%. So even if the Fed drives down, we go through a recession. What is going to happen if we go through a recession? Well, our receipts. Right? Our tax receipts are going to fall. All they're trying to do is create more GDP, gross domestic product, in dollar terms, which are nominal dollars. Those are just how many dollars are out there, how much we're creating, how much we're taxing on that. And even though the dollars are worth less, we're gonna create more of it in order to pay down the debt from before. And so how do you prepare for that? How do you prepare for inflation? You have to own exactly what you said.
Things that you can't inflate.
Gold, silver, Bitcoin. The best to me is Bitcoin. It's not even close, but it's still pretty volatile.
As the US approaches 130% debt to GDP, there is cause for concern. According to James Lavish, Preston Pysh, and many others, the government has no way out of this debt cycle, especially with high interest rates, increased spending, and less revenue in taxes. This is why Bitcoin was created and why we all need Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a stand against mismanaged governments around the world, is a hedge against inflation, and a way to protect your hard-earned money by storing your Bitcoin in cold wallets that can be transported anywhere in the world. That wraps up another informative video. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research and keep learning about Bitcoin. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights and comment below with any insights from this video. Thanks for joining us on the Bitcoin Edge, and we'll see you in the next episode.